I am proud to say that my path crossed with Hannah Lieberman long before I came to Temple Emanu-El. And I'm also proud to say one of the reasons why I wanted to be part of the clergy team here was because we have members like Hannah Lieberman. So it is my pleasure to invite Hannah to join us and share a few words in honor of Pride Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. They say that time flies when you're having fun. Early one morning, more than two decades ago, how is that possible? Our son Josh left us a note on the kitchen counter letting us know that he was gay. He was 16 and a sophomore in high school. Most of his friends already knew, and now it was time to tell us. The Jewish mother in me prepared for that evening's long conversation by stopping to buy chocolate muffins and flavored coffee. That and many ensuing conversations were filled with a wide range of emotions for all of us. Fear, confusion, relief, euphoria, uncertainty, acceptance, mama bear instincts, and determination. 3 weeks later, we joined PFLAG, whose initials at the time stood for Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. Founded in 1973 after the simple act of a New York mother named Jean Manford publicly supporting her gay son, PFLAG is the nation's largest family and ally organization. PFLAG unites people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, non-binary, and queer with families, friends, and allies. Its mission is support, education, and advocacy, with close to 500 chapters nationwide. At our first meeting, I felt instantly at home in a room full of so-called strangers. Our journey took many twists and turns, including Josh being instrumental in forming Westfield High School's Gay-Straight Alliance and convincing his drama coach to stage the Laramie Project. In fact, he was so involved in it that one of his friends joked that it was the Lieberman Project. When we as parents began to come out to family and friends, we were fortunate most of the time to be surrounded with love and support. This has also opened the door for previously closeted friends and relatives to talk about their own LGBTQ kids and provided us with many opportunities to share our own personal perspectives. I have always loved being Jewish. My parents of blessed memory were workman's circle Jews who instilled in their 4 now Jewishly diverse children a fierce sense of social responsibility and respect for human dignity. Not only have I found my own spiritual home in Reform Judaism, but I am doubly proud as the mother of a gay son to be a Reformed Jew. I have often listened to LGBTQ friends as well as parents from other faith traditions tell heartbreaking stories about their own congregations, stories of alienation, exclusion, bigotry, calls for reparative therapy. The list goes on. I feel outrage on their behalf and at the same time personally thankful. I am part of a movement whose underpinnings are social justice and human rights, a religious community which has set an example of inclusion and affirmation in the synagogue and in the rabbinate, and has taken a public stand nationwide for a wide range of LGBTQ civil rights. Several years ago, when URJ President Rabbi Eric Yaffe appeared at Liberty University by invitation of the Reverend Jerry Falwell, he spoke eloquently about common ground, as well as their different approaches on a number of issues. He said, "You oppose gay marriage while we believe in legal protection for gay couples. We understand your reading of the biblical texts, even if we read those texts in a different way. But LGBTQ Americans pose no threat to their friends, neighbors, or co-workers. And when 2 people make a lifelong commitment to each other, we believe it is wrong to deny them the legal guarantees that protect them and their children and benefit the broader society. We teach our children and we learn from them. On our amazing journey, our circle of friends has expanded. Our sense of family has taken on new meaning. Our horizons have broadened and deepened in ways we could not have imagined. For all of that and much, much more, I say to our warm and loving community, Kol HaKavod and Toda Rabah."
Thank you, Hannah, for those lovely words. Josh is so fortunate to have you and Steve as his parents.
You might not say that all the time.
Well, if he heard this, he would. And as those of us in the LGBTQ community can tell you, we would be nowhere without the love and support of our family. Now we turn our attention to celebrating Cantor Ott, who we have had the pleasure of listening to and learning from this year. I cannot believe it is over so quickly. It seems like we just got started, and it is my pleasure to invite Cantor Novick to share a few words with us.
Anna, if you sit down, no one will see you. So maybe come over here if you're comfortable enough. Okay. You came to us on the wings of angels. There is no other explanation. It was as if the stars were in alignment, in perfect alignment. To say that we are all so grateful does not do it just cause. It was just a miracle waiting to happen. This has been a very difficult year for our congregation and for you coming into this congregation under certain conditions which were difficult for all of us. But it really has been a wonderful year for me and our congregation because of you. You've shared your talents as a cantor, a scholar, and a wonderful teacher. The B'nai Mitzvah students love you, and you did an amazing job with them. Amazing job with them. In the scheme of rhythm, you didn't miss a beat, and we've been so blessed to have you. I've always felt privileged to have you as a colleague, and I'm grateful that we had the time, not enough time, but some time to get to know each other better. We do have a gift for you, but the clergy are a little selfish, and we want to give it to you in private by ourselves. It is on behalf of the congregation and us. God bless you, Anna. Thank you for all you've done for us. It is immeasurable, and you will always have a place in our hearts. And maybe you'll come back and sing with us.
I'd love to.
And I know you had a few words to say.
Yes, I do. Shabbat Shalom. Imagine being given a treasure chest, and every 15 minutes, a sparkly sprite or elf pops out and entrances you with tales of worlds known and unknown, dreams, observations, and innocence. It was my complete delight and honor to be privy to, and at the same time shepherd, a flow, a current of 12 and 13-year-olds stuck inside through no fault of their own. I remember being a young teen, and to me, the joy of going to school was seeing my friends. I felt such rachmanis for these kids. So our FaceTime B'nai Mitzvah lessons were a chance to step outside for a few minutes and experience some connection. When God hands you lemons, you make lemonade, or lemon meringue pies, or lemon chicken. I had a wonderful year at Temple Emanu-El, and I will always remember the unique experiences we were able to have. We all got good at Zoom, and jokes about being muted and unmuted will abound for years to come. Staff meetings became Hollywood Squares. More on that later. We gained new skills. I finally learned how to use PowerPoint, and I created a number of slide presentations with music, one of which I did here on the subject of the creation of Israeliness, the Israeli personality, through music. Ordinary phone calls were no longer enough. We had to see each other's faces via FaceTime or Zoom. Those are good things that will continue. It has been lovely to close out my pulpit career in this very special and warm place. I have made do with imagining the scene in that office hallway on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, full of B'nai Mitzvah students and their parents, as well as the close proximity of all offices and their occupants. I imagine an endless coffee clutch. Very soon, you will resume this scenario. Have a coffee for me. Thank you to Joanne Pass and Lori Zinberg for all help, Jackie Gruscott for her tutorials on how to change my signature, and all other staff for your helpful and friendly faces. Thank you to Mike Kenny and his team. You oversee a huge operation, and all sound and video needs are covered, period, and so much more. Thank you to Perry Klass and Mark Epstein and his search committee, the first faces from Temple Emanu-El that I got to meet. This has been a beautiful opportunity, and I hope we made the most of it. Thank you, Rabbi Victor Appel, for your very insightful sermons and special readings. In our staff meeting, Hollywood Squares mode, you were always Jonathan Winters or Paul Lind.
I take that as a compliment.
You bet. Ready with a joke at all times. And you know I love to laugh. And to Becky J., it was wonderful to meet a rabbinical superstar on her way up, up, up. Martha, you're an institution in the Cantor Ott and one of my early inspirations. I remember that white suit. You oversee an enormous B'nai Mitzvah program with care and love. Your love of each of these children shines like the sun. I was thrilled to attend a Shabbat Hallelu service in person, another example of your vision come to life. Purim was hilarious, and I got to be Haman in a King George III wig. It was a thrill to sing Ki Lecha with Rick Calvert, whose guitar playing was featured on Sharona's original recording of this song. I will be thinking of you, Martha, as you have your big celebration next year, and we honor your amazing career. Rabbi Ethan Prosnit, Mazel Tov on your new son. You rule from wherever your square is on the board. You make everyone feel special and a necessary part of this temple. You kept this congregation together and connected in a very challenging year. I loved all the drive-bys and outdoor events and sharing the bima with you on Friday nights and B'nai Mitzvah services. It was my profound pleasure to share my favorite prayer melodies with you. I look forward to seeing where your insight and creativity will take you. Your passionate advocacy for social justice issues will be my pride and joy to watch. As your family grows, I wish you and Ariel bountiful happiness and endless nachas from your children. I will be retiring from Bima life, but embracing real life all the more. I have grandchildren and choirs, the great loves of my life. I will become the new artistic director of Kol Dodi, the Jewish Community Choir of Metro West, while continuing with my groups in Middlesex County. Hopefully, this will keep me in your midst as we resume live performing. As Rachel Maddow would say, watch this space. I wish the entire Temple Emanu-El family a successful return to in-person life as you welcome your new assistant cantor, Ilana Goldman. Much love, peace, safety, and justice for all. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Anna, for those beautiful words. I won't say goodbye because you have often said that if it weren't for this darn pandemic, there were many a cup of coffee and lunch dates that we would have shared. And we did squeeze in one lunch date, which was great fun. And so I know that in the future, especially as your work takes you into Union and Essex counties, we will continue to meet for lunch and for coffee dates in the future. So we have been so privileged to have you here, and we all wish you incredibly well.